on it. On the fire, that's a fat little nigga, don't sleep on it. What we got for the fiends, homie? Make them run, take fall on these block, they feed.
Hello, and welcome from the Mind of Divine. Thank you for tapping in with me today. We're gonna hop right into this video because I noticed my other videos are kind of lengthy, and I don't want to keep torturing y'all, so we're just gonna hop right in. But y'all already know, before we do that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click that little bell because I low-key feel like I'm getting on a little schedule. So y'all know what to do. Hit that bell though, so y'all know when I post. Hopping right into this video, as you guys can see, this video is going to be about what self-love means to me. Tony, yes? What does self-love mean to you? Well, I'll tell ya. Go ahead and take a seat and we're going to hop right in. I guess we should start off with a little backstory. So a little backstory about myself and my self-love journey. It has not always been this obvious and this out there, and I have not always expressed it this much and this often and this deeply. So I really feel like I'm at a point where I'm ready to tell the world. And I'm one of those friends or one of those people that's gonna be like if you talk to me on a regular basis, I'm gonna get you selfish. Like, why not? Like, you know, every decision you make, I'm gonna be like, is that the best decision for you? Do you feel like that's something you should have done? Do you feel like that's something that's gonna take you to where you need to be, to that next level? Now, oh, is she gonna be mad at you? Is he gonna be upset? No, bump all that. They got themselves to worry about, as do you. So like I was saying, I have not always been this self-loving. My self-talk used to be very, very bad. Really, really bad, actually. Like, I did not, when I walked, I did not like going to the gym because I did not like looking at myself in the mirror. I did not like walking past mirrors. I was only in the mirror in the morning to brush my teeth. I didn't really know what I looked like. I didn't really care what I looked like. As far as my whole body, I didn't really know what I looked like. And that's just because I felt so shameful. And I'm like, why do I feel this shame? And I really don't like talking to other people about my past, so I was just like, oh, I'm gonna work this out myself, you know? So I watched a lot of videos of, how to get through trauma, and it worked, I feel. I mean, hun, look at this glow. I mean, I'm not your average neighbor, honey. I'm not. So, anywho, so that goes into, long story short, that goes into my first, or our, because we're on this journey together of living life. So we're buddies, so we're friends. Just to let y'all know, if y'all did not know, we are friends. Thank you for hanging out with me this morning and having our tea. And this cup is lit. It says positive mind, positive vibes, positive life, honey. And yes, all that. So back to the video. So the first bullet, we're just gonna call them bullets because I had such a hard time thinking of what to call them. The first reason of what? Yeah, no. Anyway, so the first bullet point of what self-love means to me is to shamelessly be yourself. And trust me, it's hard. It's so hard. Especially when I was first starting off, it was just, oh my gosh, people are gonna look at me crazy, they're gonna judge me, they're gonna wonder, they're gonna, laugh, they're gonna they're going to do what people are going to do at the end of the day. Whether I'm walking barefoot or whether I got some flip-flops on and you can see my toes and they're like, oh my God, you look at, I don't know, look at her feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless, people are going to judge. So that's one of the things that I use to get myself, to push myself to shamelessly be myself, because at the end of the day, people are going to judge. Whether I look like this or whether I got my fro and I'm wearing a dashiki, like, at the end of the day, people are still going to judge. So why not just let them judge who you really are, instead of putting up a persona? So that's the first bullet point, is to shamelessly be yourself, because at the end of the day, you only have yourself. So why not just shamelessly love yourself? And in that process, learn to shamelessly love myself, I had to learn myself. I had to learn what I like, what I don't like, the colors I like, what I like to wear, whether silver or gold is for me, you know, like the basics. I used to be a silver girl, but then one time I had these earrings and I was like, oh, they're gold, you know, I don't really like them. And I put them on and I was like, oh honey, on this complexion, gold is mine. So I'm no longer that much into silver. I do only have like 2 silver rings just because I couldn't find them in gold, and they're stellar. But other than that, gold is mine, and I love it. If you, you know, honey, if you can't. But yes, so in that process to shamelessly be myself, I had to shamelessly know what I like. And that means from, you know, everybody has dark thoughts. So I had to tap into my dark thoughts and be like, okay, why am I attracted to these things? And, you know, why does this pique my interest just as much as the good side? So I had to tap into, you know, the angel and the devil and just learn them both and learn to love them both, because you can't not like one. It's like having kids and you don't like both your kids. Like, for what? But anywho, so hopefully that was enough explanation on that one. If it wasn't, don't be afraid to let me know. I know I did get a little sidetracked, but so for the second bullet point, I have unconditional encouragement. And what does unconditional encouragement mean to me? Encouragement through the good and encouragement through the bad. So encouragement through the bad, of course, is, oh, you know, I spiral down and I pick myself back up because I have no other choice but to pick myself back up. Because once you're down, the only place to go is up, right? As I'm sure everyone has heard before. Now, unconditional encouragement for the good is, you know, if I get a promotion at work, you did good. But don't stop there, because there's more to come, you know. So encouragement through the good, encouragement through the bad, encouragement. I use my self-encouragement to constantly push myself to the next level. I battled with myself with posting videos because I procrastinated with perfection. And I'm like, this is not going to be perfect. I am starting out. And I had to realize that an issue of mine is thinking that I need to master something the very first time. And I don't know why I think like that, but I do. I don't know why I think like that, but I do. I think the first time I try something, I need to be a master at it right off the bat. There's no exceptions. And it actually took my roommate to be like, oh, well, because I had so hard of a time uploading my very first video, my inexpensive rainbow try-on haul. And I recorded it like 3 times, and he's like, you're not gonna be, like, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. So why do you think this is gonna be perfect? It's not gonna be perfect. It's not gonna look like everybody else's video that's been doing this for years, because this is your very first video. So I'm just like, I was a little hurt. I was like, okay. well, how do you really feel? But then that was the childish side of me. And I'm just like, he's right. That's true. You are not going to be not a perfectionist. I was going to say perfectionist. You're not going to be a 100% YouTuber on your very first video. So I had to push myself and just post the damn thing, or I was never going to post. I wasn't, because I had the video, I recorded it, I had it for about 2 weeks, and he was like, are you going to post it or not? And I was just like, no. Obviously, it's been here for 2 weeks. But I was like, no, I'm editing. No, it was done editing. It was ready to be uploaded. And I had a hard time. So once I did decide to finally upload the video, I had a hard time uploading it. And I'm like, yep, this is a sign. This is not for me. I'm not doing it. This isn't what it is. And I figured it out, and I'm just like, this is a sign that I shouldn't give up so fast, and I need to get my shit together. And that was kind of a eye-opening experience for me, is just do it. Why not? I mean, you're not going to be perfect. And there's no way you'll even get close to being perfect if you don't even start, if you don't even try. So yes, encouragement, unconditionally, nonstop, all the time. I always encourage myself, either to push myself harder or to bring myself out of the pits that I fall in. And the third bullet point is going to be the people that I have around me. I had to cleanse the people around me, from friends to family, to co-workers, to everything. I had to cleanse. And I had to realize I had a dear friend, an old dear friend of mine, and we grew different ways. And it was very painful, because it's like, man, we were conjoined at the hip. And then it just went to, I'm always going to bat for this person. I go to bat for everybody I love. But I just found myself always going to bat for this person. And there came a big incident where, I was going to bat for them, and they threw me under the bus. And I'm like, oh, hunty, I was here for you, and I got in some mess, and now I'm under the bus with no seatbelt. So you just gotta, it's gonna be hard, but you gotta do it. You gotta learn to be by yourself. Enjoy being by yourself. It's hard. Sometimes I still get bored, but it's just like, well, I'm going to find something to do now, since I noticed that I'm bored and, I'm just sitting here. I'm going to find something to do. So I found myself watching a lot of YouTube videos, and I was just like, oh man, that'd be so nice. I'd love to do that. And then I noticed there were things that I kept saying I'd love to do. So now what am I doing? Doing the things I got too excited. Doing the things I said I'd love to do. So I said I'd love to try yoga. I tried yoga, and it was phenomenal. The experience, everything was phenomenal. The instructor, the people that were there, even though we weren't talking to each other, it was just a phenomenal experience, and I loved it, from walking through the door to walking to my car. So if you guys want to know about my first yoga, if you guys want to know about my first yoga class, let me know and I'll do a story time. So I had to really sit down, because I don't talk to a lot of people. So I had to really sit down and ask myself and evaluate everybody in my life and see if they're adding value, if they're pushing me to get to where I feel like I should be. And if your name was on that list and I felt like you had more bads than goods, if you brought more negativity than positivity through our relationship into my life, I let you go. Like, you had to be let go. There's no other explanation. You were not there. You were not providing me anything. And I feel like I provide a lot of positivity and encouragement for other people when I'm in their life, and a lot of the logical thinking. Well, not logical, not saying that they're dumb, but like the, I don't know. I'm like the straightforward advice giver. So I feel like if you just brought negativity into my life and into my circle of me, you had to go. And you're gone. So now we're here, and I only talked to like 2 people, but that's okay, because at the end of the day, these people bring value into my life, and they provide me with something that I feel like I can reciprocate back to them in a positive way. So yes, evaluate the people around you, because that has a lot to do with everything. It does. You are who your friends. For number 4 would be how I talk to myself. That's a big one, because so in this book that I'm reading, it's called Breaking the Habits of Being Yourself. I just passed, I believe, chapter 3 or 4, and they're talking about how 95% of the time we are unconscious. So our brain's just working because it's in autopilot. So with that being said, I had to, now that I did it and I read the book, I realized what I did. So with this step, I had to become conscious and more aware of my inner thoughts. In my inner thoughts, I was horrible to myself. I talked down on myself. I discredited myself. I beat myself up for the tiniest of things. I'll put too much water in my oatmeal, and I'm like, you freaking idiot. Like, are you serious? You couldn't even stand there and pour the right amount of water in your oatmeal? Like, get it together, dude. Like, what's going on? And I noticed that was not good. It was not good whatsoever. And I just had to really realize that I needed to change. And I didn't need to change for my boyfriend at the time. I didn't need to change for my friends at the time, because they didn't care. They didn't care what I was going through. They only cared, if something popped off, Tony's gonna be there. She got my back. So at the end of the day, it was just like, I need to care about myself. I didn't care about myself. I wasn't scared to die. And I feel like when you're not, well, maybe just for me, I don't know about anybody else, but when you're not scared to die, it means you don't care about yourself, to me. So from the things that I noticed with myself, when I was not scared to die, I did not care. I was just like, well, I'm a ugly, fat, POS anyway. So what does it matter that I die? But now I'm not scared to die still, but I want to wait a little longer. Because it's inevitable, of course. But like, I'm saying, if I were to die tomorrow, back then, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, oh, cool, it's whatever. But now I'm just like, why, Noah? Why? I have so many things to do. But yes, so in that, I evaluated my self-talk, and I improved my self-talk. Because, when you are alone and all is there is you don't, it's like sitting next to somebody and they're just complaining the whole time. Like, why are you here then? So it's like, I'm sitting in me, and I'm just like, why am I here then? So I had to really reevaluate how I talk to myself and do it over, start fresh. And that just went with, every time I had a negative thought, I had to acknowledge it right away and kick it out the door. Like, oh, I poured too much water in the oatmeal. Oh, you're stupid. kick it right out and be like, oh, it happens. Everybody pours too much water. Sometimes I pour too much water. I mean, too little water. So either we're going to start over or we're going to drink my oatmeal now. Like, you know, it is what it is. Stuff happens. So that is, you know, that was another hard one. And I was just like, oh, this self-love ain't for me, but it's for everybody. So only if you really want it. Only if you really want it. And for the other one, I don't remember what number we're on. I believe maybe 5. With this one, it is understanding consequences. So the first step to me was understanding that there are good consequences and there are bad consequences. When you receive the good consequences, understanding what you did to receive those good consequences. And when you receive those bad consequences, understanding what you did to receive those bad consequences. And, you know, everybody is consequenced. So, yeah, it's just, yeah, that's a little one. It's just like understanding, like, and it's taking accountability for yourself. So it's like, oh, okay, if I burnt the cake, it's a consequence. When I was going to a bakery event and I burnt my cake, it's a consequence because I decided to sit on my phone, smell the cake, and just say, oh, it'll be okay, I'm not going to go check it, instead of getting up and going to check it like a responsible person. So understanding consequences. There's good and there's bad, and it's just, are you going to own up to it, you know? Are you going to own up to, yeah, I helped her put her groceries in the trunk, and now she's on her way home without straining her back, and I'm on my way home, and I feel great, you know? And then there's, yeah, I understand I burnt the house down, but it was my own fault, and we're going to take the step to fix it, you know? So, yes, that one is understanding consequences. The very, 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 very last one that I feel like brings everything into a circle for me is doing what makes me happy at 11:59. Yep. Doing what makes me happy at 11:59 p.m. At the end of the day, did I do what made me happy? Happiness is key. And, okay, y'all, these light bulbs be killing me. That is another big thing that got me started on my self-love journey, is because I was miserable. I was miserable with myself, with my surroundings, with the things that I was doing, the people around me, what they were doing. I was miserable. I felt stuck, and I was like, something has to give. And I realized that happiness is my main life goal. And after that day I realized that, I was just like, if it does not make me happy, I'm not going to do it. Okay. And okay. Not 100%, because at the time with the job I had, I was like, this isn't making me happy, I'm not going to do it. But I couldn't like do that 100%. So I was just like, oh, okay. We're gonna find something else though, but this ain't making me happy, so I'm not gonna do it for too much longer. So yes, doing what makes me happy at 11:59. If it means that much to me, then it means that much to me. If it doesn't mean that much to somebody else, then that's somebody else. But this is me. So if it means that much to me, then I feel like it's my duty to, you know, say something about it. 'Cause it's me. I mean, who else is gonna bat for me? Nobody. So I have to bat for myself. And that's just to me, that's self-love. You know, if someone's not understanding what you're saying, it's not getting upset because they're not understanding. It's okay, that's understandable. But how can I, you know, if they're really willing to try to understand what you're saying, it's how can I rephrase this so they can understand it? I have no problem rephrasing anything that I say. Because if you really want to understand, you'll understand, and I'll help you understand. Just like, I'm always inquisitive of other people and things. So, I just hope that in turn, someone would explain to me in a different way if I don't understand. So, yes. Doing what makes me happy at 11:59. Whether that's from the slit in my eyebrow, honey, or the blue in my hair, or the clothes that I wear, to the things that I do, the things that I say. If it makes me happy, I'm doing it. Now, I'd love to rig the system and win the lotto, but I'm not going to do that. Because even more than that, I'd love to just win the damn thing. But I don't gamble and I don't buy lottery tickets. So, in that, I need to understand that there's no way I'd ever win the lotto when I'm against gambling. What are we going to do about it? Nothing. So that's just something that we throw away in the trash. That is the end of this video. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today and listening to what self-love means to me. And I am forever grateful for you guys' love. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that bell. And let me know how you feel. Let me know, say hello. I love meeting new people, y'all, just as long as you're not negative. Because if you're negative, honey, then you need to go start this video over and realize that you will not be invited back to this circle. So, with that being said, I love you guys. Forever grateful. Stay alive and thrive. Today is only just another day and another opportunity to live. Like, today is just another opportunity to live. So, y'all know what it is. Thank you so much for tuning in. You are loved. We are loved. Love is love. And until next time.